Oh my god. Hey friends, Ash here with JenScents with another fragrance review. You already know what I'm taking a look at because of the title of the video. It's the new Invictus from Paco Rabanne, Invictus Legend. This fragrance has started to pop up at discounters, so now you can get this at a decent price, at least compared to what it goes for retail. We're gonna check out the presentation on Invictus Legend, then I'm gonna break this one down and let you know what I think about it, let you know whether it's something that I think you should check out or not. So let's go ahead and jump into this Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend. Alright guys, let's check out this presentation. Here you've got the box with the name of the fragrance, name of the house, size and concentration down here at the bottom. You have the little Paco Rabanne logo right here. Nothing on the sides, small amount of information on the back. Then on the bottom you have your ingredient information and your batch code. Here you've got the bottle, same design as your other Invictus bottles. It looks like a trophy. Some people are going to find this tacky, other people are going to find it cool. This one has a blue gradient design. You can see that it's dark here, goes down to a lighter blue at the bottom. You have Paco Rabanne here on the back side of the top, Invictus here at the top. On the bottom you have your badge code. This is all etched into the glass, this is not a sticker. And then here's your atomizer, you just press down on the top, fragrance comes out from there. There we go, presentation for Invictus Legend. Basically the exact same as all the other Invictus bottles, just a different gradient coloration here. I have never really been a big fan of the Invictus line. It's just not something that I'm really into. The original Invictus, I didn't like at all. I thought the bottle was cheesy. I didn't really like the fragrance. Invictus Intense, that didn't move the needle for me. Invictus Aqua, when that originally came out in 2016, wasn't a big fan of that one either. Now, I know that Invictus Aqua is a big compliment getter. I've always known that. It's just me personally, I didn't really care for the way it smelled all that much. Then they came out with the re-release of Invictus Aqua and still don't really care about that one that much either. Eventually, I came around a little bit on Invictus Aqua 2016. I gave that some more wearings, and over time, I grew to appreciate it for what it is, which again is just an easy to wear, casual, compliment getting kind of fragrance. And smelling it, I understand why a lot of you out there like it. I mean, my brother loves the Invictus line. He wore Invictus, the original, like crazy. He went through 2 100 milliliter size bottles, got Invictus Aqua, did the same thing. I mean, basically it's his signature scent. For younger guys especially, the Invictus line can work wonders. Personally, I like Azzaro Wanted a little bit more. It has a similar DNA, but I feel like it's just a little bit of a better fragrance and it's cheaper. All of that is just a really long backstory, I guess, to let you know I don't really like the Invictus line. So is Invictus Legend going to be the fragrance that changes my mind, or is this going to be more of the same as far as I'm concerned with the Invictus line? Or maybe a little bit of both. Initially, this one is very synthetically berry sweet, like a berry type scent. It comes across almost like a berry scented bubble bath, or maybe even a little bit of a berry scented cough syrup. Not the exact same as either one of those, but something along those lines. Technically, the top notes are grapefruit, sea salt, and sea notes, but it's not really a refreshing aquatic in the opening. In the first 10 minutes or so, to my nose, it's a bit of a mess. It's kind of a synthetic, overly sweet jumble of notes that doesn't smell nice to me. After that initial blast though, again, the first 10 minutes or so, it starts to settle in and starts to smell a lot nicer. The saltiness really starts to come out and shine, along with a strong aquatic note and a sweet grapefruit. So those 3 top notes, they do show up, they're just a little bit late to the party. The bay leaf note used in this fragrance is the same one used in the original Invictus and Invictus Intense. It's basically sweetened to hell and gives you a slight spicy herbal feeling that mixes in with the lemony geranium underneath the more prominent notes here. And Invictus Legend does have that bubblegummy sweetness note that gets talked about in basically the entire Invictus line. That is definitely here too. When this fragrance hits the dry down, the sweetness lets up a little bit. It's still there, it's just not as prominent and not as in your face as through the opening and the mid, especially the opening. You get rich warmth from amber in the base, and that mixes really well with that sweet, salty, aquatic feeling from the opening and the mid. To me though, the dry down of Invictus Legend smells a little bit like what it smells like when you walk into a fragrance or a makeup store. So when you walk into Sephora or you walk into Ulta or any store along those lines that again basically are just selling cosmetics and fragrances, those stores have a certain aroma to them, which is probably just from the tons of fragrances that people are just walking around spraying into the air, spraying on tester strips all throughout the day. You get this like conglomeration of scents that make those stores smell a certain way. Almost as if you took all of those sweet, fresh, mass appealing popular fragrances, sprayed them all into the air at the same time. That's almost what this smells like when you're in the dry down. That could be seen as a little bit of a bad thing, because once you hit the dry down, it's not like this is a super unique fragrance or anything. It really does remind me of being in those stores, but it could also be a good thing if that's what you're looking for. Something, again, like I've talked about with the Invictus line and fragrances like that, very mass appealing, people pleasing, compliment getting, easy to wear fragrances. They do trend a little bit younger, in my opinion. My brother, he's 26, and like I said, loves the Invictus line. In your 20s, early 20s to late 20s, Invictus, great. 30 plus, Invictus may start to smell a little bit outside your age range. Don't let that dissuade you though. If you're an older guy and you love wearing Invictus, obviously still wear it. What you like is what matters the most. It's just this does come across like it was made for a younger guy. Another thing with this fragrance, it reminds me of laundry detergent. In the dry down, again, I guess it smells like Ulta, Sephora, and laundry detergent. It really does come across like a laundry detergent type of scent. And it's not just me. I actually wore this fragrance to a get together that my wife had. So it was her friends, their husbands, boyfriends, all that stuff. And my wife had already said, this smells like laundry detergent. And I didn't goad her into that. I didn't prod her into going that direction. I just walked up and said, how does this smell to you? Does it remind you of anything? She smelled it immediately, laundry detergent. So then we go to this get together. I asked a couple of her friends there, hey, how does this smell? Does this remind you of anything? They all actually really liked the way it smelled. But the two people that I had smell there, or had smell it there, her friends, both said laundry detergent. And I didn't coax that out of either of them. I just walked up and all I said is, how does this smell? Doesn't remind you of anything. Broken down really simply, it's a salty, aquatic, fresh Invictus that does retain the bubblegummy sweetness that the Invictus line is known for. If you like the Invictus line, I think you'll really like this one. If you don't like the Invictus line, I don't think it's gonna change your mind overall. I will say though that out of the entire Invictus line, Invictus, Invictus Intense, Aqua 16, Aqua Re-Release, Invictus Legend, this one and Invictus Aqua 16 would be my two favorite. Is this something that I personally really enjoy smelling and I want to smell like? Not really. At the same time though, my brother loves this one. He thinks that it smells amazing. It's just the Invictus line, apparently not really for me. The bottles are a little bit tacky to me. I just don't really like the way they look. And then the fragrances just have a little bit too much of that synthetic sweetness going on. It's not something I get really hyped about when I smell it. But like I said, if you like the Invictus line, you will most likely love this one too. And if you're looking for compliments and you like that kind of fragrance, a little syrupy sweet, that bubblegummy sweetness like I've talked about, like everybody has talked about, then yeah, check this one out. It's a fragrance that you could wear day or night. It's a fragrance that would work really well casually, something that would work very well in the club as well. It's more a spring and summer fragrance to me, not really something I'd want to wear in fall or winter. And the performance on this one is good as well. Longevity is 7+ hours without issue. Projection very good for the first couple hours before it starts to sit a little bit closer to the skin. Paco Rabanne is a house that I actually really respect as far as designer fragrances go. Their 1 Million line is solid. They've got a lot of good flankers in that line. 1 Million Privé and 1 Million Lucky, both very good fragrances. I like the XS line, Pure XS, Pure XS Night. Both really nice in my opinion. The original XS, Black XS, they have a lot of solid fragrances. Of those big three lines from Paco Rabanne, 1 Million, XS, and Invictus, Invictus is my least favorite. And this doesn't really move the needle too much one way or the other. I know that some of you guys out there are not gonna like me saying that I don't really dig Invictus, but it's just never worked for me. I don't smell this and think that it's a bad fragrance, so I'm not trying to say that here, but I am trying to say that I don't want to smell like it. So I'd say overall this is not a like or necessarily a dislike, it's just a, okay, that is Invictus Legend. If you've smelled this one, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Do you think that this is the best Invictus? Do you think it's forgettable? Do you think it's the worst Invictus? Do you think that it's somewhere in the middle? What do you think about this one? Like I said, in my opinion, it's Invictus Aqua 2016, and then this one, and then the rest. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time with another fragrance review. See you guys.